Hello folks, welcome to another video. I hope this one finds you in a good place. I certainly feel like I'm in a good place, at least as far as the simming caper is concerned today. Lovely part of the world. And look, I think I'm in a good place in real life as well. Surrounded by my animals, roof over my head, food in the belly. That's good enough for me. Folks, welcome to another video. Just noticing that bloody hell, we're cutting it fine here. The left wingtip and the shed door like there's a bee's dick in it. Bloody Nora. Anyway, folks, I will talk about where we are. I'll give you a quick aerial. Look familiar? Probably doesn't actually. I've never been here before. I don't know if there's been any other simming videos here. That background noise, being a propeller plane of some description, is courtesy of FS Realistic. I fired it up again after not using it for a while. I'm going to see if there's. I'm going to see if my tolerance for it has improved. I do like some of the background sounds. I do like the effects, at least the ones I've got enabled. Everything else I've got disabled. But anyway, folks, we're in the Barren. The non-pressurised Barren. One of my favourites at the moment. Absolutely. Is that a jet aeroplane? You're overhead. It would probably be a little bit off course if there was to be a jet, especially at low level in this part of the world. Yeah, one of my favourites at the moment, the Barrens, the black square Barrens. Really enjoying it. And I thought I'd do something, this video, well, it's kind of inspired by two things. One, by the fact that I like this aeroplane, particularly like flying it on sorties that it's not exactly intended for. And two, I'm inspired by a fellow content creator, a person that goes by the name of AvAngel. You may have heard of them, AvAngel. Quite a popular YouTuber over there, isn't she? And good on her as well. Enjoyed some of her content. So, that's the background. Let me talk about exactly where we are and what we're doing. And of course, Little Navmap is our friend. It probably won't surprise regular viewers to the channel to find us back in New Zealand. I do have an ongoing love affair with the place, both IRL and in the simulated caper. Folks, on the west coast of the South Island today, we're doing a multi-leg run. We're going bush, really. We're going to turn the Barren into the Bush Barren. The Bush Barren, and we're going to do a bit of a west coast hop. We're going to begin in a journey called Neil's Beach. I just love that. Shout out to all the Neils that are watching. I've known a few Neils in my life. Hello to you all. I had no idea why it's called Neil's Beach. I tell you what I want to think, though. I want to think that it's the New Zealand government's way of recognising the contribution of the many Neils over the years to Kiwi culture. That's the story I'm going to run with. Neil's Beach, folks. First stop would be Gorge River. That received the handcrafted airport treatment. Really nice, actually, as part of the world update before the most recent one, whatever number that was. So we're going to stop there. Then we're going to continue in a southerly direction down to Martins Bay. And then from Martins Bay, we're going to hit Milford Sound. Everyone goes to Milford Sound when you're in this part of the world. And we're going to end up at good old Quintin Lodge, which is quite an interesting approach, isn't it? And that's been featured in many videos over many years. So Martins Bay, Milford Sound, Quintin Lodge and Gorge River all got the handcrafted Asobo treatment. And Neil's Beach, we've got custom freeware for that. So there'll be a link to that in the description. Also running with, as I said, FS Realistic. I've got a texture mod for the panel. I'll link to that in the description. There's a custom livery. I'll link to that in the description. And anything else that I may have forgotten but remember en route. So, bit of a bush bash today, folks, in the Barren. Barren not suited to this type of flying, which is precisely why I'm going to do it. Let's go flying. Alright, taxiing out to runway 28 is going to be our departure runway here at Niels. Alright, we'll use the whole length. This is a short, gravelly strip here on the west coast of the South Island of Unzud. We'll take flap. I did have someone ping me the other day in a previous video about my use of flap for takeoff. Yeah, I think his comments to the effect of, I don't know why this Microsoft Sim determines that you need 1 notch of flap for every takeoff. It does. If you start on the runway, you'll know this as well as I do. My use of flap in this aeroplane is less about that and more about habit that's derived from flying this aeroplane in and out of short fields. So I know that the POH says that you don't need flap. I'm going to use flap because this qualifies as a short field to me. We are into the breeze. It's a light breeze. Total flight length is 65 miles, but our first leg takes us down to Gorge River. We're just going to basically follow the coast. We'll fly an altitude that's suitable to keep us above the terrain and out of the cloud. That's kind of the plan here, folks. A little bit of bush bashing. 14 degrees here, so it's a little bit chilly, but bugger it, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to assume that I'm wearing the winter woolies. I'm all right. No Jude on board today, folks, unless you jump outside and then it's Jude does appear, but she won't feature, folks, in this video. Neither will our friend Joshua Not Josh. I have a feeling we won't see him for a while, just quietly, after that last video. Mainly because it takes me too long to edit the bloody thing. What's happening with the view? Yeah, that FS realistic thing reset my view. I don't know what that's and why it has to do that. We've got our transponder set. I think we're pretty much right to go. Mixture and all that sort of jazz. I don't worry about lights in this thing. I really don't care. This is raw simming. Have I got to wait for that view to reset? Oh, there it is. Not so long this time. Let's do it, folks. We'll stand on the brakes. Bring our juice all the way up. Call that power set. Let's go. A little bit of right boot, fella. Let's see if we can get airborne before we hit the hedges at the other end. That's through 60. Oh, we're going to have to start rotating here. Oh, we got up. Positive rate and all that. Alright, we'll kind of take a bit of a shortcut and get rid of flap as well. We won't follow the coast the whole way. We'll sort of go take a shortcut a little bit here. Hopefully that sound is okay in the video. It's a little bit loud in my ears. We'll fly through the saddles here. There you go, as you say, farewell to Niels Beach, and head down to visit the folks down there in Gorge River. Been there before, in simulation land anyway. I can't remember the aircraft that I flew there though. It'd be a Leidy of some description, wouldn't it? I really should pay more attention to the videos I make. And apologies to anyone who makes comments on videos that were made a while ago. And if I seem like I'm a little bit lost, a little bit confused, well, it's because I am. I don't remember making some of the stuff. So I have to go. It gives me an excuse, I suppose, to go back and revisit my own content. Not that I always want to do that. But thank you for all the engagement in its various forms. I do appreciate it. Special shout out to people who correct me on what I've done wrong. That's a very genuine thank you, by the way. I learn a lot from making these videos. I've often said that one of the greatest values I get is from this whole simulation caper, or producing videos anyway, is that I have a community of people that educate me. And I sincerely thank you for it. So we'll truck over here up to the lodge at low level. Looks like we've got a light breeze today. Normally a bit blowy down here on the west coast of the South Island. Hand fly, of course. You can't do this with Georgie. Just come back a little bit on the prop. We'll sort of go down 24, something like that. About 1,500 feet above mean sea level. That'll do us. And yeah, look, I don't know how long this video will be. It's we've got a few legs to do. I don't think I'll record all of the flying, but we might see a departure and an approach into each respective airport. So speaking of which, I'll see you for an approach into Gorge River. Alright, Gorge River at 8 miles, sort of around the corner here. This aeroplane's so nice to hand fly. And one of the things I really appreciate about the black square set of aeroplanes is the steam gauges. Tired old eyes. Really appreciate it. After spending too much time in the glass of other aeroplanes of late, it's always a relief to jump into one of these birds. So we'll just start reducing our power a little bit. Looks like we got some spiky stuff happening here. What's going on there? Oh no. Oh no, I hope that clears by the time we get there. What's going on there? I haven't seen that stuff for ages. I don't know what causes it. If you do, shout out in the comments. What's going on there? That's pretty much where Gorge River is. So I'm really hoping that it disappears. The only other time I've seen that I can remember is around Queenstown over here in New Zealand, which is not that far away. But yeah, don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll get ourselves slowed down here. You've got to get your speed under control to get in and out of these little strips in the Barren. Definitely not meant for this type of flying, which is precisely what makes it so enjoyable to me. Are we seeing some scenery pop in? I really hope so. I hope this video is not going to be ruined by this. There we go. Oh, the simming gods. My prayers have come through today. Thank you. We're getting a little bit slow. We've overcooked that slowing down bit. So 2.5 miles to run. We'll land to the sort of southwest. Right. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Right, here we go. So I can see the strip now, the clearing. Well, they call it a strip, more of a clearing. Alright, we'll take gear and we'll get ourselves slowed down with landing flap as well once we get into the white, which is there. Here we go, folks. Need to plan it early. We are going to be landing into the wind, which is helpful. Props full fine. Keep it around about that 95, 90 mark, something like that. Over this big rock. There it is. The foliage sort of extends into the runway, doesn't it? There we go. Got to get it on early. About 90 knots. Happy with that. The rocks pop in. Here we go. Look, that foliage does extend. So well done though, this strip. We're going to go to idle nice and early. Get it on. Low flare. Firm. All brakes. Trying to avoid that tree. Trying to avoid the hedges on the right. Here we go. Can we pull it up before the end? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh well, what have we done? We've killed the movement. We've killed the motion. Yeah, that was a close call, folks. Have a look at this. How well that's done, though. So beautifully modelled. Previously had a freeware version of this, which I thought was good, but this is a whole nother level. Anyway, folks, what I'll do is I'll pull into the little residence here, park the aeroplane, have a quick dunny break, because you know I'm getting old and the bladder doesn't last too long, so these short legs are kind of good. See if there's a Neil in residence. You never know. And then we'll take off towards Martins Bay. See you for that. All right, we have relieved ourselves accordingly. How well's this done, hey? Little residence there, little greenhouse. Well, it looks like a greenhouse. Solar panels, a satellite, all the gear. Nicely done, eh? Now, I couldn't find a Neil, though, but the folks that were here in Gorge River think that there may be a Neil at our next destination, so fingers crossed, Martins Bay, we find a Neil. Now, we're going to have to swing this one real tight indeed. Oh, we're going to have to suspend our disbelief here, I think, folks. Oh, geez, we had trouble getting out of that last place. Look at this. Oh, we might do a bit of gardening on the way through. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah, we are going to do a bit of tree trimming. Don't mind me, folks. Righto. Now, let's line ourselves up. So that view would stop changing. Righto. We've just got to get ourselves lined up here. Stand on the brakes even more than we needed to at Neil's place, I reckon. Alright, just straighten up. Now, just check that we've got our flaps set. We do. Trim's good. Trim's good. Let's do it, folks. Full juice. Got that vibration. Here we go. Power set. Let's do it. Can we get airborne? I'll stick on the right or left-hand side of the strip so I avoid this tree. We've got airspeed coming alive. Oh, we're going to start to rotate about there. Can we get airborne? Yeah, just. Job done. Early right-hand turn away from terrain. And we'll get the flaps up. We've got an even shorter leg this time around to Martins Bay. Come back off that power straight away. No need to scream around here. Retrim for that. Nice low level. We might go down at 500 because we can. Now this part of the simming, this style of simming, is not for the purists, of course. This channel is not for you if you're such a person. But I like this style of simming occasionally. You know, it's good to do sort of, you know, real world sort of ops, or your version of real world ops from time to time. And I've been enjoying that ATR thing as well. Flown that a few times and yeah, enjoying it. I enjoy most things in the simulation caper. If I don't, I just stop doing it for a while. But I like this sort of stuff. I like being able to just fire up the sim, choose an aeroplane that I like flying, and just explore the world in the way that I choose to. And yeah, this is an example of such a thing. Now, when AvAngel did, I said earlier that it was inspired by one of her videos. She departed out of Milford Sound. I'm just trying to remember the aeroplane. It was a Stolly thing of some sort, wasn't it? Out of Milford, and then she landed at Martins Bay, and then she ended up at Gorge River. So she went the opposite direction to what I am. I said I'd go up at 500. Well, I had to. Haven't achieved that. 1,000 to get over a bit of terrain. 8 miles to Martins Bay, which is down there. Yeah, we'll just hug the shoreline, I suppose. God, what aeroplane did she do it in? Someone will comment what it is. Yeah, and what came through for me was that she was enjoying herself. And that's what simulation should be about, folks. If you're not enjoying yourself, you're not doing it right. And enjoying yourself looks different to every person. Don't let anyone tell you how you should sim. My advice for what it is worth. 6 miles. I might just keep the tape running, so to speak, here, and we'll land now. Can we get into I don't know. I can't remember what the orientation of the runways are here at Martins Bay. Can we sort of make a tight lefty and then a tight righty? I don't know. I might get a slowed right down. Or another thing we could try is to fly through this saddle here and sort of just dump it down. Take a whole lot of flat gear, get dirty, and just plunge her in. What do you reckon? We'll try that. So we'll just slow right up. Not worrying about the prop synchronization thing. Now you see the little prop spinning here wildly. Yeah, I'm out of sync in so many ways. We're at 3 miles. Am I going to get through the saddle? Do I need to get through the saddle? I'm going to give it a shot. I'll take approach flap. I'll also take gear. I'll get dirty here. Have I got enough room to get it in? That's the challenge. Beautiful part of the world, isn't it, folks? Now, where's Martins Bay? It's a longer sort of strip than Gorge River. It's sort of over down here. Tight lefty. Right, strip sided. There it is. It's sort of at 12 o'clock now. That's the strip. And we'll go landing flap as well. We busted the wide a little bit there, but anyway, we'll come right off the power. I want to land into the wind. Give us have a look at that view in front of us. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Here we go. Right base to whatever it is. A runway orientated to the south by the looks of it. Looking for about 90. Just above that at the moment. So we're a little high. There's the strip. Yeah, a little quicker than what I hoped for. I remember this as a grass strip, not a gravel strip. Anyway, we'll take it. We'll come right off the power now. I think we've pretty much got the strip made. We'll be fine here. Nice low flare again. Ooh, firm. Heavy onto the brakes. There we go. I said we'd be fine here. Geez, we're rolling through a bit. Alright, folks. It looks like we can exit off to the left down here. Flaps coming up. We will continue our search for a Neil here at Martins Bay. Is there something to look at up here? There is. Just stay with me, folks. Haven't been here in this sim. How beautifully represented is this? Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Alright. Charter inquiries. I'm just going to park right here. Looks like there's some bags waiting to be, I don't know, picked up. I wonder if the luggage tags say Neil. I'll see you for the next leg, folks. And once again, we've been thwarted in our quest for Neildom. The kind people here at Martins Bay, well, they were shocked to see that a Baron has landed at their strip, number one, and two, they did advise that there was an eel, but that he left earlier, headed for Milford Sound. Now that's a nice coincidence, because our next leg will take us into the Sound. It's almost like I made that work, folks. Anyway, we'll take off, same direction in which we landed, and head around to Milford Sound. One of probably the most popular destinations for flight simming videos, I think. Particularly after that world update was done. Every man and his dog decided that they were going to do a flight tour from Milford Sound, and why not? It's a fantastic location. And now that it's got the handcrafting treatment from Asobo, even better. The Baron will get into Milford pretty easily, I reckon. Now, we won't worry about anything other than flap and trim. That's kind of important here. So once again, folks, we are standing on the brakes, bringing the power in. We're going to have to fly the shoreline here, I think. We've got some high terrain in front of us. We've got a right boot, airspeed's alive. We should be fine here. Might be a semi-normal takeoff. No worries at all. We'll rotate. Away we go. Gear can come up. 18 miles around to Milford Sound. Flaps up as well. Come off that juice. Come off the props. And away we go. Folks, this time around, I will see you for the approach into Milford Sound. And here we are, folks, the world famous Milford Sound, New Zealand. Never better represented in a simulator than what we have in this simulator today. Absolutely beautiful. Cruise ship coming in, a popular destination. Absolutely beautiful. Let me just and try and sneak an external to enjoy this. That's beautiful, hey? I don't know what's going on down here. What is going on down there? What the hell is that? An anomaly of some description. The field's over there, but I don't know what's going on there. Has it become a little stuttery in the couple of minutes prior to entering the Sound? I've got no idea what's going on there. The spider's web. The bloody big spiders here in Kiwi land. We need to start thinking about a descent. Well, the Baron's already started descending itself. Thank you, Baron. And getting ourselves into. Now, we'll land 1-1 here at Milford, which may be with the tailwind. Oh, they've got the water absolutely right. That's beautiful. Alright, so we'll... Yeah, I know. I know. Down to 500 feet. Retrim. Now, I remember this location had some weird stuff. There was a freeware rendition of this airport that was a little bit weird. Take final flap here as well. Where's the strip? Normally visible by now. Looks like it may be overgrown. Don't tell me. Doesn't look like that in other people's videos. 90 knots, we're right. Is there a strip down there somewhere? I hope so. There's a strip, but is it clear? Where is it? Well. Look at that. Completely overgrown with foliage. See, you can see there's a strip in there. I don't know what's going on there. It appeared fine for other people. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go around. We'll just get some space between us and terra firma here in the valley. And we'll kind of orbit. We'll fly back around, overfly the field and head straight to Quintin Lodge. Alright, we'll just get ourselves some space, which we can do out here. And we'll make a teardrop turn back towards the west and then take up a track towards Quintin. Apologies, folks. We're definitely not going to find Neil in the bush there. Couldn't find the tarmac, let alone a person. And what we'll do is we'll kind of hang a nice tight left-hand turn here. Nice tight left-hand turn. Try and follow it in balance, fella. A little bit challenging when you can't see the terrain in front of you. Very sharp turn. Can be done. There we go. And then we'll follow this other valley up towards Quintin Lodge, which is about 10 miles from the Sound. Alright. At 1,500 feet we'll fly the valley at. Now, I don't think I've ever landed successfully at Quintin Lodge. And by success I mean without making contact with something other than the runway in any sim. It's been a while since I've tried. I've never tried it in a barren. They pretty much just follow this follow the river, follow the valley, and you end up at this place called Quintin Lodge with a very narrow strip in which to plant an aeroplane. Just come back. We don't need to be screaming down here at 200 knots, mate. 7 miles to run. Thankfully we have the GTN 750 for a bit of guidance. I do recall a couple of trips to Quintin Lodge in the past where the weather was very ordinary indeed. I'm trying to fly an instrument approach into a place that just doesn't have instrument approaches. So an improvised instrument approach did not work out terribly well. There's some interesting stuff happening here on the terrain. It's not... Again, in other people's videos, it looks much better. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'd really like to know what's happened to Milford Sound. That's disappointing. That's simulation, folks. Happens. What do? Throw in the towel? Throw the baby out with the bath water? Or do you get into that bath water? I don't know where I was going with that either. 4 miles to go to Quintin Lodge. Now we'll start slowing down here, 1,000 feet. And it's around here. We'll zoom in to help us a little bit more. There we go. Following the contours. And the lodge will kind of appear. And we'll slow right down. Sharpish turn to the left. Then to the right, then to the left again. It's a bit of a snake path here. We'll take flap. 3 miles to run. 900 feet. Don't want to get too low too quickly, but we do need to sort of continue a descent, mate. I'll take gear when we get to the corner, I think. 800 feet. Just reduce that rate. 1.7 miles to run. We'll take gear. I'll actually take final stage of flap as well. One and a half miles to run. Speed down to 100. Where are thou, Quintin Lodge? A bit more power. We don't want to get any slower than that. We're at 85. It's cutting it a bit fine, mate. Now, half a mile to run. There's the strip. Hang this one off the prop. Can we get it in? Bucket list item if we can. Gonna go to idle. Hard touchdown, I'd say. We're on. Heavy braking, heavy braking, heavy braking. Come on, pull up. We've done it, folks. We've done it. So there you go. We made it to our eventual destination, folks. Just had to skip Milford Sound, unfortunately, but that's how it goes sometimes. It's been good fun for me. I hope you've enjoyed the video, folks. This is just pure escapism, pure enjoyment here in the Microsoft Flight Sim for an old fella today. Yeah. Until next time, folks. Stay well. Keep enjoying your simming in whatever form that takes. Whatever you're doing, just make sure you're enjoying it. Life's too short otherwise, folks.